I'm Mike Slawson with the Kingston Public Library, and today we're in our beautiful courtyard with one of our best patrons, Charlotte Arnold, who is 8 years old and a frequent visitor to the Kingston Public Library. So I'm going to ask Charlotte a couple questions and find out why she likes coming to the library and what her favorite things about the library are. So Charlotte, how long have you been coming to the Kingston Public Library?
Since I moved to Kingston, that's when I was 14 months old.
So you've been coming for a long time?
Yeah.
And who do you usually come with?
My mom and my sister.
Mm-hmm. And how old's your sister?
My sister's 5 years old.
What's her name?
Annabelle.
And does she like the library too?
Yeah.
Great. And when you come to the library, what's your favorite thing to do when you're here?
Pick out books.
And what type of books do you like to pick out?
Chapter books.
Chapter books? Cool. If you could add one thing to this library, something that this library doesn't have but you'd like to see at this library, what do you think it would be?
Maybe a yard so kids could play on it and you could have jump ropes and hula hoops.
That's a good idea, like a playground outside where the kids could go. I like that idea. I'll have to put that in front of our director and see what she thinks. And what about your favorite book? Do you have a favorite book?
My favorite book is Toph's Way. It's about a squirrel and he asks a bunch of questions.
Oh, cool. And why do you like that book? What's your favorite thing about that?
Because Toph is really funny and he goes on a bunch of adventures, and I'm just finishing the first book.
Great. And I think one of the coolest things that you've done since you've been coming to this library is you designed and painted one of our little free libraries. So could you tell the people that are watching what are the little free libraries and how did you design yours?
We designed ours. Ours is at the Reed Center, and we designed ours. We picked out a bunch of colors. We picked out red, not a dark red, but a lighter red than dark red. And we did a light blue too, like the sky, and we put handprints and hearts, and we put a bunch of things into it. And then on the inside, you can add books, and if you take a book with you, you can put it into the library and take one of our books.
Very nice. So if you'd like to see Charlotte and her family's little free library, stop by the Reed Center and check it out. And I understand, Charlotte, you have some questions for me too?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
What's your favorite library?
My favorite library,
that you've been to.
That I've been to. Well, my all-time favorite would have to be this library because I work here and I grew up in Kingston and I love this library. But if I could visit any library, I think I would visit, if I could time travel, I would visit the Library of Alexandria in Egypt. And it was thousands of years ago. There was one of the biggest and best libraries in the ancient world. And I'd like to go there and see what it was all about, see if it was all that everyone cracks it up to be.
That sounds really cool.
It does. And there's a modern library there too. So I'd like to go visit the modern library in Egypt as well.
What's your favorite book?
My all-time favorite book is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I really like that book for a lot of different reasons. But I think the main reason why I like that book is because it shows that you can read a lot and you can learn a lot, but if you really want to make a difference, you got to get out there and do it.
Yeah. And have you always wanted to be a librarian?
No, in fact, I didn't realize how awesome it was working at a library until I started here. Before that, I was a teacher for a while, and I also worked in the environmental industry. But I think if I could have any job, it would be an astronaut. But library is second best.
Where's your favorite spot to read a book?
My favorite spot to read a book, I think, is on my couch, curled up with my dog by my side.
Have you ever thought of writing your own book?
I have, and if I could write a book, I think I'd write a book about my old dog named Zach. He was my best friend, and he was the kindest, sweetest dog that you'll ever meet, and I think we can learn a lot from him. So I'd like to write a children's book about my buddy Zach.
What do you say to people who think libraries are a thing of the past?
I would say, number one, that you're wrong. And number two, if you want to see proof that you're wrong, come down to the Kingston Public Library and we can show you all the modern technology that we have, all the new things that we have to check out, and all the cool things that you can do when you come here.
What's your favorite program at the library?
That's a tough one because we've done a lot of really fun programs, but I think my favorite program that I've done was last year we did a terrarium program where people came in and they planted succulents, little plants. And I really loved that program for a lot of reasons, but I think the number one reason why I liked it was because it was intergenerational, meaning we had people who were in their 80s who were coming in and doing it, and then we had people who were 8, 9 years old doing it with them. And I still see some of those people today, and I know that their terrariums are still growing and still going strong after a year or so.
We actually planted succulents in my class.
Oh,
and
really?
We are just taking the leaves off of some of them.
Cool. Well, maybe we'll do that program again this year, and you can come and make one.
What was your favorite story when you were my age?
When I was your age, I had a lot of stories that I loved, but I think the one that always stands out to me is the book Corduroy by Don Freeman. Have you ever read that book?
No.
No, it's a really, really great book. And there's lots of reasons I like it. It's entertaining, it was a fun story, but I think there were a lot of good lessons in that book about friendship and belonging, and how the things that you have, your material possessions, aren't the most important thing. The most important thing is your relationships with other people. I'm Mike.
And I'm Charlotte.
And libraries are more than words.